Welcome back to Adventures with Rosie.
Now, a little short video for you this week. We have some new friends moving into the property. As we've talked about on this channel in the past, Chelsea and I want to become the ultimate homesteaders, lifestylers, off-gridders maybe one day. Maybe not. And we've got heaps of projects in 2024 planned. We've got, we want to get some bees this year, some chickens. We want to double our orchard. We want to become a little more self-sufficient. Yeah. And we've got a quick little project today we're going to tackle. What are we doing? We
need to figure out our grass problem because at the moment it is growing quicker than we can mow it. So we thought we would get a couple of automatic lawnmowers.
We're getting some sheep.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. We had this sort of idea just out of the blue, like we're sick of mowing, and I'll show you the land in a second where we've been mowing. We're subdividing a bit of our land off down the bottom and we mow it all the time. And Chelsea was like, let's just get some sheep. Like they'll pay themselves off and what fuel we use in the mower. So I didn't know there were different types of sheep. Chelsea's been doing some research on the best sheep for people in our position, right? So what are we getting?
We are getting Wiltshires. So you don't have to have them shorn. They are shedding sheep.
Self-shedding sheep.
Self-shedding sheep.
Apparently.
Yeah. And they're two-tooters. So they're not lambs, but they're not super old either. I think they'll be about 18 months, 2-year-olds.
We didn't really want to deal with the lambing.
The weaning
and annoying the neighbours. Yeah. So I'll go and show you the land now where we're going to put them. We've got to put a trough in down there, which we'll have to plumb in up to one of our tanks as well at some stage. But yeah, we've got a trailer. We've hired a trailer, so we're going to go and pick them up in about an hour, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So you may have seen in previous videos, our land is a bit of a weird shape. So we've got the house up behind me here, which overlooks this paddock. Now this is where we had the big pine trees, the first lot of pine trees that came down, and where we planted out a native bank. That's all the mess from the pine trees that are still there, and our orchard is over the other side of the pine trees. What we also have is this strip down here where you see this other row of trees, a bit of a gully there, and then our land goes through that gap in the trees to another section there, and that's the bit we're subdividing off. So that's quite flat level land through there, but I am having to mow it, especially in the summer, mow it quite a bit. And this bit in here, we kind of call it the gully behind these trees. The neighbour used to graze. So our neighbour who lives just through here, Rochelle, really nice lady, she's got these beautiful big pigs in there, that free range, free roam around her property. She had a couple of miniature horses, and she would put them in this gully here. And also she did graze a bit of our section for us when we first lived there. So it's actually quite a big gully. This is the idea of this on the council plans is that this is like a water runoff, so you could never build anything down here. This is for the old, 100-year flood. Water would come down through here. It's the lowest point of a lot of the houses around here, but we thought it's a perfect spot for sheep. I know they won't tackle a lot of this long grass. We might have to come in here with a weed eater and clear some out, but it's fully fenced. It's got a little shelter up here, which I'll show you in a second. Little house, which I'm not sure if she put that in for her horses or someone else did, but that was there when we arrived. But I've never actually walked through here. It's actually quite big. So yeah, just like a really nice space for some sheep. And then down that end is a gate which will allow us to just open up and let them into that bit we're subdividing, so they can keep that down as well. So we can either have them in here or have them there. Our ideal goal one day would be to have an orchard, with big established trees, probably talking 10 years from now, right? But big trees with sheep roaming underneath them, and free range chickens as well, just kind of wandering around. So that's the ultimate goal, but this will be a good sort of entry level area, I suppose, for some sheep. And yeah, so a previous owner of either her place or our place put this big sort of lean-to on the fence here, which is quite a decent size. So the sheep will be able to sleep under there, I suppose, or under these trees maybe. There's also nice shade under the trees. We'll be able to see them from up at the house, which would be nice. And yeah, I think it'll be a good spot for them. We put a trough in there. We haven't plumbed it in yet. Unfortunately, our closest water is, you might not even be able to see this on camera, but it's right up there by the shed, that big water tank up there. That tank is just roof water off that shed, and we don't typically drink that water. We've got other tanks from the house for drinking, So that's pretty much our garden water, garden activities and that sort of thing. So we do have a hose that's long enough to reach down here, put a little trough in here. But what I will do eventually is run alkathene pipe down the fence line across here and then put a proper bore cock in. So there, we just bought a single trough for now. We might get a couple more in the future when we've got some more water around, but we just kind of need to see how it works and what the sort of grass the sheep like and where they like to run around and that sort of thing, and go from there. So I'm going to go hitch the trailer up now and let's go pick up these sheep. Wow, our girls are home, and that was interesting. You can tell I grew up in the city. I've never wrestled a sheep into a trailer before. I wore trainers that are now wet. My socks are wet with poo and wee. Yeah, Chelsea wore steel cap farm boots and I wore sneakers, go figure.
It was hard work. We literally had to throw them down on their sides and flip them upside down and carry them upside down and hoist them up into the trailer.
So they're a little bit stressy. We had about a 20-minute drive, but we took it pretty slow. So now time to release them into their new home.
Hopefully they can ever chill out.
Yeah. Welcome home.
They're all eating.
So we're just going to walk through the paddock and show them where the water is, because they seem quite hot. So yeah, we'll show them their new home. Well, they found their water and their little house, which is cool. So they're mowing our lawns already. Exactly what we wanted. They seem a little skittish, but I guess probably freaked out from the trailer ride and being in a pen at the other end. So yeah, hopefully they're friendly enough for the kids to come down and look at. Alright, so I know you're technically not supposed to name your livestock, are you?
No, but they're not going in the freezer.
No, they're not. And of course we're going to name them. We're going to name any pet we get. We're going to name all our chickens, name our bees when we get them. So we were trying to think of good trios of names, like maybe famous authors or famous prime ministers here in New Zealand or something. We settled on 90s pop stars. So the sheeps are Christina. Sheeps?
Sheep.
The sheeps?
Sheep.
The sheep names are Christina, Britney, and
Jennifer.
So if you can guess the significance of those three names, you can hear me yelling Jennifer across the paddock at the sheep and they're misbehaving. So yeah, we're going to name them. But yeah, small little video today, just a fun little thing we wanted to do, and hopefully our grass will grow down, get eaten down, stop growing so fast. Yeah, so just one of those things ticked off the list. Ever closer to ultimate homesteaders.
You keep saying that. We're a long way away from ultimate homesteaders.
I've got to do some research on some bees, because I'd love to get some beehives this year.
We need more flowers.
Chickens is another thing. We're trying to figure out the best way to go with the chickens. We would love them to just roam around that whole bottom paddock.
I want to fence the orchard and have them free rein in the orchard. Bronson doesn't want a fence.
I don't want to put a fence down the middle of that paddock. But then we also don't want our chickens wandering into the neighbour's property, I suppose. So.
Especially her lovely big raised veggie patches that are right next to the boundary.
Chickens need more thought. I'm going to go chop some firewood instead. Thank you for watching. We will see you. We've got a bunch of property videos coming up. We're not going away until probably Easter in the caravans. So just projects over the next few months. So stay tuned. Lots to share. Thanks for watching.
See ya.